I used to think maybe you'd love me. Now, baby, I'm sure. Just can't wait till the day that you knock on my door. Okay, let's put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I was going to record this from my phone, guys. I really was. But then I realized I don't have my mirror set up to be able to see if I'm showing you guys the cards correctly. And to be honest, I just don't have time to set that up because I need to be babysitting in an hour. So I really want to make sure I'm there for my friends. So we're going to really make sure these readings are efficient but valuable today. All right. So we do have a new full moon in Aries coming up. Let me double check myself here. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, full moon in Aries on October 17th. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get us a card from the Queen of the Moon Oracle. If you're interested in this deck, please feel free to check that out on my Amazon storefront just to get an overall theme of the full moon for all of us for the collective, for the Lightworker Whit collective. Okay, we have resistance. Love that for us. Okay, going to be really efficient here, guys, in my messaging today. 25. Here we go. Familiarize yourself with how resistance manifests for you, the overt and the covert. If you continue to have doors slammed in your face, turn around. There will normally be an open door. Procrastination is just another kind of fear. Move forward with confidence and persistence. The affirmation is I flow through resistance and I am in control. There are two kinds of resistance. The first type we encounter when we keep getting obstacles placed in our way or our way is blocked. For example, we try to get a particular job in a particular field, but no matter what we do, it doesn't happen. This is external or overt resistance. Covert resistance, which occurs when we say we really want to do something but feel resistance not to, is somewhat sneakier. All forms of procrastination fit in here. Writer's block being a classic example. When we want to do something but get distracted and don't do it, or we just can't seem to engage our will enough, that is covert resistance. When we want to get rid of a bad habit, an addiction, an old pattern, in fact, anything we are thinking of releasing for the dark moon, and feel resistance in doing so, we have a big dose of covert resistance. We must battle the second kind of resistance a crafty as we would battle a crafty and terrible enemy. We must raise our shields and sharpen our swords and have a strategy to remove the resistance. In fact, we must flow through it. It's a battle we might have to fight more than once, but we will be resilient and vigilant and fight it we will. For when we win, and we will win, the rewards are great. Why do we resist the things we say we want? Sometimes we don't really want those things. Most times, though, we are frightened about what might happen if we do get what we have asked for. What will people think? Will we lose our friends and family if we rise? Will it all be for nothing if we try and fail? But we must be willful and we must have courage. We must repeat ourselves. This is what I really want for me. Yes, I am worth it. And then we stand up straight, put on our crown of sovereignty and our in put on our crown of sovereignty of our own lives and go to battle. The companion stone for this is red jasper. This is a really interesting message, guys. I work with these cards personally, as you know, so I really kind of bring my personal understanding of the message to it. Number one, there's lots of birds here for those who can see, indicating a lot of information coming through. Flight rising above, right? There's still growth or imagine moss or plants that grow through tree vines, right? We're still going to push through anyway. So this card came up for me in May of 2024, and I was going through a really difficult time. I mean, I was really facing damn near the impossible, in something in my life. But I knew because I forecasted my own year. By the way, if you're interested in that, head to my website and order your 2025 forecast, which will be deliverable in November because I've got a lot to do. But it is a card that is essentially encouraging you to push forward. Don't give up. You can fight through this. So whatever that is for you, this full moon in Aries, especially Aries, is a I am kind of sign. That's the inner mantra of Aries, right? I am. You have to own that space of I will do this. Like I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to be defeated. So that's really, it seems like the vibe of the full moon for us here in just a few days. So I wanted to say something else. So this is important because the full moon here that we have in Aries is a close to the new moon solar eclipse that I believe we had at the beginning of April. I believe that new moon solar eclipse, I'll double check myself here because I have it in front of me. We had our new moon total solar eclipse in Aries on April 8th. Now for me, I was just literally on the road heading back to New Jersey from Georgia, really kind of trying to get my life back after supporting my parents just this past April. And what were you initiating that at that time? What were you trying to do? What were you trying to accomplish? This it's not a solar eclipse, but this full moon is going to really bring a full closure to whatever it is that you initiated at that time. Okay. So a lot of things are going to come full circle. Here's what I'm going to do for all of the signs. All right, I'm going to talk about what chapter is closing for you, your resistance, and outcome. That's how we're going to do it. We're going to be real simple today, and I don't have a lot of time, so I have to be efficient. I won't be able to clarify everything. And of course, just to let you guys know, guys, my calendar is closed for October because I've got 8, maybe 9 events coming up for the rest of the month. So it's just not going to be feasible for me to be able to cater to my private clients and my events because October is my busiest season for me because it's Halloween. So a lot of people want a tarot reader, which is great for me. But if you would like to get on my calendar for November, my availability is changing. I am only going to be offering time slots for Wednesday nights and Saturdays. So feel free if you feel like you want a reading. A lot of my clients already have started to reserve their slots for November. So go ahead and head to my website, reserve your time for November, and get yourself on my calendar. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with Aries, okay? I'll let you see. Okay, what chapter is closing for Aries? Oh, 10 of Swords wants to come out, and I think that's 9 of Swords right behind it. Yeah, a lot of anxiety here, a lot of difficult endings here, Aries. Okay, and what is the obstacle in the way of closing this chapter for Aries? And what is the outcome since it's in the sign of Aries? All right, so let's see. Let's flip them. All right, I love this for you. I know you guys can't see, it's a little blurry. The way I have my recording set up this time is a little different. I want to make sure that I'm illuminated. Okay, so the chapter that's closing for you, Aries, is 8 of Swords. So we have this energy of anxiety, feeling victimized, feeling trapped. That is ending for you. If you were feeling like you just couldn't break free from something, that era is closing for you. That feeling of restriction, that feeling of everyone and everything is against you. The obstacle is that you may be entertaining too many options here. I'm going to use my crystal here to kind of just tap into spirit. My labradorite for anyone who's curious, anyone who's like starting their crystal journey. Oh, do you see that glimmer right there? Oh, I love a labradorite. The 7 of Cups, I'm trying to get it closer with the remaining focus, is about options. It's about fantasy, sometimes head in the clouds, sometimes manifesting. I feel like this is a self-limiting belief for you, Aries. I feel like you're ending this period of feeling like you're not really usually a sign that feels like incapable, but maybe some circumstances recently, especially because your Mars is in Cancer right now, and it will be, I think, for a while. It moves into Leo next month, which will feel a lot better for you. But right now, it's in Cancer. It's a very emotional sign. So I wouldn't be surprised as of late you feel very emotional about what it is you want to do. You're ruled by the sign by the planet Mars. So Aries, you're probably feeling very restricted, very held back. Um, and this obstacle, the Seven of Cups, it's making you feel like you can't trust your desires, is what I feel is coming through. It's like you want to attain this goal, you want to reach this goal, but for whatever reason, either other people around you or you yourself are feeling like they're unrealistic. I need this car outside to calm down. I don't know if you guys can hear this motorcycle, what, like it's fucking 2:11 in the afternoon. It's unnecessary. Maybe that's a message for you, Aries. You're revving up, you're preparing yourself for what's next. I really need this card to move though. God, just she's a witch. She's a witch. Okay, with that being said, Aries, you're breaking out of this like timid, I want to say timid energy that you might have felt like you've been in for the past couple months, and maybe going as far as back to April. I don't think you've been in this space for that long, but ever since Mars has been in Cancer, I wouldn't be surprised if that's how you felt. The outcome for you is Nine of Pentacles. You will come out of this full moon feeling abundant, feeling luxurious, feeling like, damn, I finally did it. I finally broke free. You know what I'm getting? I'm almost getting the sense of like somebody who was being, this is so stupid because I'm watching this show right now on Netflix, but it's an AMC show called The Discovery of Witches, which I think is amazing. And this has nothing to do with the show, but just follow me for a minute. I'm getting the sense that like you have been held back from what you deserve for so long. Like imagine like you were in some sort of conservatorship, like somebody or trust even, where somebody was like telling you, you're not ready for this, you can't have this, da, da, da. Like somebody else, you were allowing somebody else to make you feel like you were unworthy in a way. And finally, with this full moon, you're breaking free and you're finally stepping into everything that was promised to you. You're finally getting your trust. And when I say trust, I mean like I'm comparing this to like an actual trust. Like you're finally getting everything that was owed to you, because you're breaking free of the limitations. Does that make sense? I really hope it does. So basically, Aries, mental blockage is what you're moving past and away from this full moon. All right, let's move on to Taurus. Okay. What chapter is closing for Taurus? And what is the obstacle for Taurus? And what is the outcome for Taurus? What is the outcome for Taurus? All right, let's see what this is. Okay. Oh, wow, Taurus. Wow, this is amazing. I know it's blurry, but I'm going to show you. So for you, Taurus, the what chapter is closing is the Emperor. Interestingly, this message is about being in charge, taking the lead. I don't use reversals in this deck, so if it were reversed, if it were in the reverse position, it would be, excuse me, it would be kind of like a feeling of like you have no direction. Sometimes the Emperor does relate to fatherhood. It relates to a relationship with a father figure in your life. Um, it could also point towards a tyrant, somebody who's controlling. But in my genuine feeling, Taurus, I think that this is a chapter that's closing for you is being in charge. There's something that you no longer want to be in charge of. I feel like you no longer want a certain level of responsibility. And I think the obstacle here with the Ten of Cups is because you want more time with your family, your loved ones. I don't think you have that right now. I think this responsibility has been weighing heavy on you. It could be that your family or your loved ones, friends and family are saying, it could be that they want you to step into some sort of leadership. But again, this would be chapters closing. I just get this overwhelming freeing sensation of you, Taurus. You're willingly taking a step back because you realize at this season of your life, your relationships, friends, and family are more important to you. It's not that you don't love your career, love your ambitions, et cetera, et cetera. It's that you realize in this season of life, I need to pay more attention to my relationships. Outcome is the Six of Wands, victory, success, and achievement, recognition. For some of you, it could be that with this chapter closing is that you're finally stepping into a position of power. Perhaps. I don't think that's the message here. I definitely feel like it's more of a feeling of being free. And let's even take that a step further. It could be that some of you get into a position of power and influence. Take this however it resonates, that allows you more freedom and opportunity. You know how like and a lot of people disagree with this, but the more the higher up you get, the less you should be working because you have proved that you can uh, operate at a level of intelligence and efficiency and success that you don't have to be around all day, every day, making sure the wheels are turning of a business or an organization. And I always speak towards corporate because I just trust the people who are in my community. I assume that they are, they're attracted to my energy for a reason. So you probably have some experience with business and corporate and whatever. I don't have as much. I have retail and, um, you know, food and beverage experience and those types of jobs. I don't have as much blue collar jobs, so all of my experiences, I'm normally going to talk to like office settings. But so if I say that a lot, just know that that's where my focus is coming from, but apply this however it resonates. So it can be that you're stepping into a level of leadership that allows you more time. When you gain more influence, you can leave earlier because like you've earned that right. They know that you're going to get the job done. Does that make sense? I love this full moon for you, Taurus. I really do. I think it's going to be very kind to you. All right, let's move on to, look, Wheel of Fortune just flipped out. Again, Taurus, this is going to be a very kind full moon to you. All right, let's move on to let me make sure that this isn't my friend texting me. No. Oh, let me just text back. Sorry, guys. This is for my friend that I'm supposed to babysit for, so he's just checking in with me. All right, so Cancer. What is clothing for Cancer? What is the obstacle for Cancer? And what is the outcome for Cancer with this full moon? Oh, Eight of Swords coming out for you a little bit, just kind of very much in your head. I'm not surprised. I mean, I think that's been your general vibe the past few months. Okay, so let's see. Emperor for you again. That's crazy. Death card and the Lovers. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. First of all, three major arcana. So this is a really significant full moon for you, Cancer. Let's go ahead and dive into this. So literally Taurus just had this card in the same position. You guys saw me shuffle these damn cards. I got it again. And when that's not uncommon because, with this full moon, it's bringing certain energy. Emperor represents the sign of Aries. I should have told Taurus that. I should have told Taurus that. It represents the sign of Aries. So there's a heavy Aries influence to this full moon, obviously. So for you, what chapter is closing? The Emperor. Similar to Taurus, like I said, this could relate to either a father figure in your life. Maybe you're a father figure. This could relate to another Aries in your life, but it's usually about direction and conquering and decision making and control. Someone who's in a position of leadership. So again, like I told Taurus, this could be a message that you're closing a cycle of needing to be in charge, needing to be the decision maker. You know, Cancer, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. Separately from Taurus, considering I have the death card and the lovers here, I feel like the chapter that's closing, I want to say bachelorhood. Now, maybe you're a female, so maybe this is somebody who's closing. Maybe you're connected to somebody who is a bachelor. This could be, I'm smiling. This could be a message that you're ending this period of like doing it by yourself. This could be a message of you no longer running away or running away from commitment, running away from partnership. Because let's think about it. When you're an emperor, you're super hyper focused on like building your empire, etc., building your vision. So I feel like your message is a little different from Taurus because it's kind of like Cancer, you've done that. And maybe some of you are still working on building your empire, whatever that means to you. But I just get the feeling of individualism. The emperor knows what they're going toward. They know what they're going after. You've done it. You've done it, Cancer. It's done. Obstacle to overcome is the death card. This also represents the sign of Scorpio. The death card does represent rebirth, renewal, and transformation, and also endings, right? With every ending comes a new beginning. I feel that some of you are going to be trying to, if you're dating, if you're in some kind of relationship, some of you guys will be resurrecting a relationship. Some of you will be transforming a relationship. The relationship as you knew it in the past is ending because I don't have the hangman here, but there's a new energy, a new era that you're stepping into. An old piece of you, an old version of you is dying, Cancer. You just can't do things the way you've been doing them anymore. I think there's an energy of realizing what character can I compare this to? Because y'all know I speak in film and television. Okay, so I'm very much watching I'm watching I'm watching the show right now called The Discovery of Witches. And it's really like putting me back in all of like my vampire like shows like Twilight and Vampire Diaries. So for anyone who was like a Twilight fan, think of Edward Cullen. And remember when Edward, I want to say it was New Moon. Oh my God, I'm such a loser. I'm not a loser because it was a really good series. Okay. And remember when he thought it was best for Bella to separate, to cut her off completely, and he didn't want to so he detached. It's giving Edward Cullen, okay? It's giving Edward Cullen. And he felt like she's better without me, even though he was miserable. And there's this transformation that needs to happen. So, with that being said, the outcome is the lovers. Okay, the lovers. This is Gemini energy, in case anybody isn't connected to a Gemini. I don't know that I'm going to get through all 12 signs. There's Gemini here. All right. And the message is union. Whether or not you're dating, if you're not dating, I just feel like this is heavily revolving around relationship. But especially because if you guys go back to your Cancer reading, like your card was Daughter Romance Reverse. I specifically remember there was this relationship that was like not working out, but maybe some of you guys are making a turnaround. Maybe you're trying to make it work, right? This Lovers card is union, divine union, balance. For some of you who are not dating, maybe it's alignment with your higher self, staying true to yourself is a lot of times what the Lovers mean, making sure you're understanding of your values and stepping away from things that don't align with you is oftentimes the message. Maybe you're resisting the change with this Death card here. Maybe you're resisting something being over, like it feels like it's over, but maybe you're just not fully energetically, spiritually ready for it to be over. I just feel like something is going to be brought into balance, Cancer. A relationship is going to be brought into balance, whether it's with someone else or your higher self. Oftentimes, the Lovers represent contracts as well. So this could be with a work organization. Maybe some of you guys, again, I did say in your monthly forecast that some of you guys might be job searching. You know, by this full moon, you might get into that union that you're looking for, that partnership that feels fulfilling and rewarding. So that could be the message here as well. Yeah, let's see. I really hope that I get through all 12 signs. If I don't, it is what it is. All right. Stars coming out. What just came out? The Hierophant just came out before that. All right, we're moving on to, why did I go to Cancer? Oh my God, how did I skip Gemini? That's crazy. Oh my God, Gemini. Whoops. Okay, let's go to Gemini. Gemini. Let's walk it back. Gemini, what's closing for Gemini? What's the obstacle of this full moon for Gemini? Obstacle of this full moon for Gemini. And what's the outcome for this full moon for Gemini? Okay. All right, let's see. Oh, wow. Okay. I mean, I wasn't expecting anything, but dang. Okay, so we've got the Star. I know you can't see. You're going to be able to see in a moment. The Ten of Pentacles and the Devil. So we've got a couple signs being represented here. We have Aquarius and Capricorn, in case either of those signs are important to you. The Star here represents hope, faith, rejuvenation. So this full moon is highlighting your belief system, highlighting your need for rejuvenation, highlighting your need to just believe that everything is going to work out, everything's going to be okay. But again, this is in the position of what chapter is closing. So maybe this message is like you no longer need to rely. I'm going to say this, but I hope you understand what I mean. Maybe you no longer need to rely on your faith because what you were believing for has materialized. And of course, we always need our faith. Again, this could be an Aquarius for you. Maybe this is a period of healing for you. Maybe since April, you were in this period of healing and like repairing yourself, right? With the like this chapter that's closing is this period of healing. The obstacle here is Ten of Pentacles. Abundance, money, security, legacy. Maybe this legacy looks a lot different than you thought it would. Maybe your finances are not where you thought that they would be right now. Maybe in order to recuperate, you had to adjust your finances, adjust your expectations. Not because, and I'm here to say that you should take less, but in this season, you had to recalibrate. You know, something this guy I follow called Hindsight. You should follow him on YouTube, and if you are interested. I came across one of his Instagram reels one time, and he was talking about sometimes we may not be doing better financially, but we're doing better spiritually, emotionally, physically. And I'm like, that is so true because you can't be thriving in all of your areas of life at once. And even if you are, it will be short-lived because just life is cyclical. There's peaks and valleys. Even when things feel like amazing, at some point, something's going to happen that forces you to learn a new lesson and change and evolve, right? I'm hearing, you're not going to have the money that you thought you would have, like needing to share your wealth, Gemini, needing to support others, support your family. The outcome here is the devil, which represents Capricorn, but it also represents attachments. Some of you, if you were looking for a job, you're going to get the job. You're going to get a new job. We're going to have to clarify this. Can you clarify the devil for Gemini for the outcome of this full moon, please? Queen of Pentacles. It's definitely work. It's definitely work. There's a financial independence that you're coming into, Gemini. The Queen of Pentacles is financially independent. Whatever you had to do to get to this position is nobody's fucking business, okay? Is what I want to say. It's nobody's business. You did what you had to do for your security and your stability, and I'm certainly not judging you for that. It's definitely it's giving a nobody's business. As long as your family's taken care of, as long as your loved ones are taken care of, then that's all that matters to you. Also, to remember that the devil in the original tarot, it's a willing attachment. So it's a willing contract. And sometimes also the devil, in its most positive form, represents playfulness, fun, and sex sometimes. Sometimes the devil represents like sexual freeness and activities. So maybe you're just like exploring your sexuality right now. Could be the vibe as well. Finally doing you. There's like an independence here, Gemini, a liberation, if I might say. Love that for you. All right, let's move on to Leo. Okay, here we go. What chapter is closing for Leo? What chapter is closing for Leo? What chapter is closing for Leo? And what is the obstacle for Leo? Please. What's the obstacle for Leo? And what is the outcome for Leo? What is the outcome for Leo? Here we go. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we've got Two of Cups, Five of Cups, and the Six of Wands here for Leo. So the chapter that's closing for Leo is the Two of Cups, partnerships. So there is a connection. And if you guys have been following the Leo content, y'all know I am just as baffled as you are. And I personally just did my own full moon reading, and I'm just like, what? Okay, so we've got the Two of Cups here. The chapter's closing, divine partnerships, unions, etc. Um, it's really interesting. So really, what's ending is like maybe certain relationships, maybe certain partnerships. If you're not dating, this could be business connection, this could be best friends, this could be soulmate energy. It's usually about unions in any way, similar to the Lovers cards. Okay, partnerships that you at one point really fulfilled you. So there perhaps is some relationship that's coming full circle. What's interesting is the obstacle is the Five of Cups. Maybe you're reluctant to grieve this relationship. Maybe you're reluctant to let it go. Five of Cups is about grief, sadness, loss, sometimes loneliness and depression, sometimes often regret. I don't even care to spend too much time on that card because the outcome is the Six of Wands. It's victory, success, and achievement. So we're going to need to clarify why. And maybe this card is here because you've been going it alone for a really long time. You know, us Leos are hyper independent. Can you clarify the Six of Wands for Leo? Four of Pentacles, stability, security. Guys, I don't know. We're going to just quickly clarify this Two of Cups for Leo, please. Why? Clarify the Two of Cups cycle closing. The Fool. There's a new beginning. There's a new beginning, Leo. Now, if you have been following my readings, the Fool has been showing up in my personal reading. It was in the collective personal reading. I had the Fool reversed for the love reading. There is some fresh start that is going to be happening. It's still unclear to me because I know there's a lot of you. It's still unclear to me whether or not it's going to be with or without this person. Everybody's going to be the same. But without a doubt, I can clarify that you will be happy and secure in the outcome. The Six of Wands is typically about recognition, success, achievement, victory, praise. I'm feeling that by this full moon, some of you will be very validated. You're going to be very validated in some way. There's just this new energy of stability. And I really, I'm psychic, but God only reveals but so much. It's either that you are going to enter in a new era of stability and security and being validated in this relationship, like there's a new start, or that you are leaving behind a relationship and by letting go of this dead weight is allowing you to enter this new chapter of security and stability and recognition and success within your own life. Like perhaps for some of you, this relationship is holding you back. Y'all are gonna have, that's really what I have. So y'all are gonna have to see which version plays out for you this full moon. Very interesting. Literally, y'all, I'm not kidding. I did my own full moon reading this morning. And look, King of Cups is flipping out. For some of you, it might be a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Literally, I was doing my own reading, and I'll be transparent with what I got, what's no longer serving me. I had the Ace of Cups and the Coffin, and there's a connection that I had ended. Or first of all, being very transparent, I didn't technically end, but I decided to cut off after failed attempts to revive this relationship. And then the cards that I got for like how to move forward, I'm getting the soulmate and the reconciliation card. And I'm just like, what? What? Which is all the more reason why I'm like, I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm on the edge of my seat, Leo. So we're in this together. We're just as confused together. But what I know is I'm going to be happy. That's as much as I know, with or without that person. That's what I know. That's what I know. Let's move on to Virgo. Okay. What chapter is closing for Virgo? What is the challenge for Virgo? What's the challenge? And what is the outcome for Virgo this full moon in Aries? Oh, wow. Okay. We've got the Nine of Cups, Eight of Cups, and King of Wands. Okay. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, Virgo. So it seems like an emotional fulfillment is happening for you in this full moon, Virgo. Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment, emotional contentment, feeling like you've got everything that you had asked for on an individual level, right? So I love that for you. The challenge here is Eight of Cups, feeling alone, feeling unsupported, having to walk away from something or someone, feeling isolated. You know, for me, Virgo, this is a message that if you have been feeling this way, unsupported, not recognized, feeling left alone, I feel like that chapter is closing for you and ushering in this like, oh, yes, things are finally as I want it. And I remember your reading being quite positive because I remember the King of Cups in your reading of like this emotional equilibrium and contentment. And I just feel like you're leaving behind. It's as if I'm seeing a sifter. I don't for anybody who bakes. You ever like sift a sifter is like this mesh metal container and you sift like uh or you can either use it to for powder, but you can also use it too, like if you wanted to scoop out something from water and you got all the solid contents, but you want to drain the water from it. You're filtering out, that's the best way to put it. You're filtering out, you know, the things that make you happy that you want to focus on. And so you're really identifying those things that make you unhappy and you're dealing with it. And more than just dealing with it, I feel like you're throwing it away. You're like, I don't need this anymore. I got the juice that I wanted. I can throw out the con. I got the flavor for those of you who cook. I got the flavor I wanted from these ingredients. And in my head, I'm really thinking about a gravy. I don't know if anybody's ever made a gravy before. You scoop out, like maybe you've got the onions and the garlic and whatever, and you don't want the physical, but you got the flavor and the juice. So now you can toss it out, or maybe you emulsify it. I don't know. Tell me you're a Cancer moon without saying you're a Cancer moon. Maybe, whatever. For those of you who cook and get it. But it's just like you're filtering out the things, those last little shards and threads of like what doesn't make you happy. Outcome is the King of Wands, direction, inspiration, leadership. I feel as though, Virgo, you're finally feeling like you have the emotional fulfillment to move forward in your life, to feeling capable of leading yourself and others. You've earned this level of leadership and inspiration, this ability to inspire others. You've garnered the support that you need. You no longer feel alone. You no longer feel like people aren't listening to you. I feel like you finally got people to listen to you. You finally got people to understand where you're coming from. Again, this resistance, like you worked through that, right? Truly. Okay, how many did I do? I did Aries, Taurus, Cancer, Gemini, Leo, Virgo. All right, so I'm gonna stop here because I gotta go. So I'll just have to do a part one and a part two, and that's okay. Thank you for look, Devil's coming out Virgo, so maybe that's Capricorn energy here. So in case the Capricorn is important to you or some sort of attachment, I hope that's helpful. Look, hold on, there's more. Look, Hangman, your power card coming out, the Hermit, which represents Virgo, and Six of Pentacles. There's an even energy exchange happening here because you're willing to shift your perspective. You're willing to see things from a different angle. And that's allowing this even energy balance exchange. Okay. I really hope that's helpful. I really, really do. I'll go ahead and upload the first part of this, and I'll have to record part two later on. Love you guys. I'll finish recording later.